Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to our makeup workshop. So excited to have everyone join. I know we have more people in the waiting room. Super exciting. All right. If you want, go ahead and put in the chat as we have people start joining where you're from and who invited you. We would love to just see where everybody is from all around the United States. I'm from California. I live in Southern San Diego, Southern California in San Diego. And I am just really excited to help teach the makeup class tonight. Prior to Mary Kay, I actually was a hairdresser and I did makeup for a living. So this is just kind of something fun I like to do where we jump in and we're going to teach you some tips and some tricks. And you got a makeup kit, which I'm going to actually need to grab my makeup kit so I can show you guys what you've been using or will have to use. And tonight we're going to do something a little bit fun and special where I show two different palettes. I think I'm considering doing one on one side and one on the other side. So I might look crazy at the end, but that way you can really see what would be some cool tones, what would be some warmer tones, what might be better on lighter skin, what might be better on darker skin. Now I know our kits will all be the same today just because it's the easiest to send for sample wise, but that way you can see, you can maybe make some notes of these are my favorite colors. And then of course be able to even dive even deeper with your consultant. Now, I was just recently reminded by one of my brand new consultants, we have an amazing app called Near Me, where you can try on all the colors too to your face, which is really cool. So that might be a fun free app that you can play with to try other colors as well. So as we're getting going here and everybody's jumping in, don't forget to put in the chat where you're from and who invited you. Oh, sorry, I didn't even have that up. New Mexico, Southern California. Jalissa is my awesome Mary Kay lady. LA as in LA, California, or LA as in Louisiana, Peyton? Perfect. And then let's start matching foundation. Okay, so we want to go in there. You know what? Let me grab it. I have all the makeup set up here, but let me just grab, well, I might have it right here to grab for the moment, but little foundation samples. So in your kit, you should have ones that look like this. And you're gonna, and they might be black. If they're black, that's a CC cream. If they are gray tint on the front, it means that they are a time-wise foundation. That is the anti-aging line, a little bit more coverage. So what you're gonna do here is on the back, on the side, is gonna say its color. And for example, this one has a pink stripe. If it's the anti-aging stripe, means it's for normal to dry skin. It has more of a luminous finish. If you have a purple stripe, it is for oily to combination skin. It has more of a matte finish. And then you're going to notice a name across here. It says ivory, beige, or bronze. It has a letter. It's either going to say C, W, or N. That stands for cool, warm, or neutral. And then it's going to have a number. So just to kind of explain a little bit how our foundations work, because I really believe that our foundation is the extension of our skincare. And we really want to have a healthy foundation for our skin that doesn't make us break out, that continues the anti-aging journey, and that matches our face. If we ever have to match past right here, it is not the right color. And so tonight is going to be all about tones. And so if you have a C next to yours, the letter C, that stands for a cool undertone in your skin. You probably burn and stay burnt. If you have an N next to yours, that means neutral. You might get a little pink and then burn a couple days later. You might have more of a yellow undertone in your skin. And then if it says W, that's warm. You tan easily, or you just deepen in the summertime, or you don't change at all, but you don't really get burnt. That's more of a warm or olive undertone. So we're wanting to match to the category of, are you ivory, beige, or bronze? What's your undertone? And then the number is the level of lightness to darkness. So the higher the number, the darker the shade is as you go up, okay? So with that, take a little corner of your foundation. You might have a couple. Okay, so you might just want to play around right now finding your color, and you need a teeny little baby amount of this, okay, because a little bit goes a long way as we're testing the colors. So I know sometimes our inclination is to open this and to like try it on half of your face. We don't want to do that because we want to find the color first if you have more than one, and then we want to do primer first, okay, before we go with your foundation. So take a little bit of that. We're going to tap it in your chin area, enough to where we can see it here, but also to where it's low enough that we can blend it into our jawline and we can make sure that it is the correct color. Now, if you have a CC cream, as you guys are matching your colors right now, go ahead and be matching. That stands for complexion corrector. That is more of like a tinted moisturizer that has SPF, it's sheer, it evens out your complexion, it's lightweight. That one only comes in 5 shades. Love, love, love a CC cream for a run out the door girl, go to the gym, coming into summertime, don't wear maybe as much makeup. The matte or the luminous foundations are going to be truer to tone, come in over 30 different shades, and they're going to be a little bit more coverage. Okay, so as you're finding your color, go ahead and I'm going to have you guys do that for just a second while I grab my kit so I can make sure to show you the other samples we have here. All right. And you're going to want to grab, once you find your color, and again, keep track. If you're opening multiple, keep track, write it down of the one you love, because sometimes we rip that part off, and that's important because once we know your foundation color, we know what concealer color you would be, what powder color you would be. It helps us to know what CC cream, if you'd like to add that in, it tells us everything. So we have a foundation chart, okay? So I'm going to start diving in, as you might still be matching your foundation. I grabbed this one that didn't have it on the back, but most of you probably on the back are going to have a big pink square attached to the back of your kit here. And that is going to be your foundation primer. So we're going to want to grab your foundation primer. And this has an SPF 15 in it. It helps to mattify the skin to absorb any excess oil. It's a silicone base. I just had a client of mine message me. I don't even know what brand she asked me about, but she was about to pay $45 for a primer. Ours is $20. And she said, do you know if it's much of a difference than yours? I said, to be honest, I haven't tried it. I haven't tried, honestly, any other makeup in 12 years. I said, but you know what? I'm curious now. I'm going to go look up the ingredients. You guys, all the main ingredients were exactly the same as this one, and this one's 20 bucks. It's crazy town. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to put this primer all over the face. If you had to try multiple colors, which by the way, I'm in speaker view for the recording, so I can't see. So consultants, if your guest is on here and you're like seeing that she's still matching or we're needing to catch her up, just text her or chat her on the side. But if you had multiple colors, just wipe that off and make sure we have a clean face before we go on with your primer. This will last you over 6 months. You just need a nice thin layer over your whole face. All right, as you're still potentially matching or getting your foundation primer on, I'm going to show you some things that we can't send in samples. The first thing is our under eye corrector. This is for any skin tone. As I go through this, I'm going to be showing you some things that did not come in a sample. So maybe just grab your piece of paper, one of the ones that came in your kit, grab a pen, and just jot down some notes of some wish list items you may love. If it's easier because you're just on here, you could pop it in the chat once you like something, and we'll go back with your consultant and check through the comments too. But under eye corrector is for any skin tone. It's a peachy tone. And it's specifically for only under your eye area to help with dark circles, bags, puffiness. And so I'm just going to put a little there, use our concealer brush here. And I'm just going to show you to compare how it's going to immediately look different from my other eye of lifting, not seeing these purple tones under here, not seeing this depth of how it's going in here. It just lifts it. And if you need to, you can go on your lid as well. So if you have any issues with under eye area, let's go ahead and mark down under eye corrector. Might be something that is good for you that you want to add into your routine. As you're getting your foundation primer on, if you already have that on, you want to just start grabbing your foundation. I'm going to show you how to apply that in a second. But one more thing I want to show you is then we have concealer. Now, I know I'm really fair, so all my stuff is going to look really light, but the concealer comes in 6 different shades. 2 for ivory tones, 2 for beige tones, and 2 for bronze. So if you're wanting to, see, look at this little hormonal visit here. Wasn't welcome. So we want to cover her up. Look at this little broken blood vessel from having a 9-pound baby. Okay, we don't like that. So I'm going to take my concealer with that, This is going to be truer to tone. This is going to be the thing that helps to cover imperfections. Now, if we were to use this under eye corrector up here, that would not work for imperfections because it will enhance them with the peachy tone. So we want to use that for purple areas that we are correcting under the eye. This concealer we want to use for scarring, acne, dark spots, brightening, all that fun stuff. Okay, so we're just going to pat that out like that. See how nice that concealer just blends in and covers. I like to do my concealer before foundation, so I don't have to use as much foundation. Okay, once we have your foundation on, I found one little more spot. This is the bottle it comes in right here. And this, I'm going to be using our matte N140. And you might have a little sponge in your kit, but if you do not have a liquid foundation brush, if you leave with anything here tonight, this is what you need. You need a liquid foundation brush because this applies your makeup so flawlessly, and it allows you to do a buildable coverage, and it's antimicrobial. That means it's not going to harbor bacteria in it, and they're really easy to clean. I actually just cleaned mine right before this in the sink with some Dawn dish soap. Even though we have a brush cleaner, it was like, okay, Brie, you waited a hot second to clean that brush. I put it on my hand like this just so I can control it. I'm just going to dip in right here. I'm going to tap my foundation and disperse it like this. I'm going to kind of get it all over. And notice I'm tapping right now. I'm pressing in my skin. I'm not doing swirling motions. I'm not doing swiping motions yet. But once I've gotten that foundation in and it starts to dry, now lightly, I'm going to blend downward in the direction of all the peach fuzz we all own on our face. And I'm going to go also in the direction of my eye area like this. And we're going to get this really beautiful, flawless finish. Now, when I barely have any left on my brush is when I'm going to bring it down my jaw right here. So it's blending, but it should be like this. No, we do not see any demarcation line. So if we have to work with what we work with right now, because we didn't maybe get the color right the first time, just do it for the sake of having fun and seeing how the consistency of the foundation feels on your skin. And we can always rematch you. If you did luminous and you're like, you know, I think I want matte. You can always do that. I have normal to dry skin, but I like the flat, light finish of the matte. I think people assume matte is going to be heavy and cakey. It's actually just really lightweight. I love our luminous is a little bit more hydrating. So if you have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, that's going to be great. So it doesn't settle into those as much. So we're just going to go ahead and get that foundation all over. I really like to get my eyelid, so that way we are really making sure we have an even palette. And for me, I like to match my foundation perfectly to my skin. So yes, I'm a pale lady. I just look ghostly right now. I understand that. But I would rather that, and we're going to add warmth with contour and blush versus going a darker foundation shade just to look like I have more warmth. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now, if you have your own powder right now, a setting powder, you are more than welcome to go get it. I'm going to show you some options that we have. We have a translucent powder. This is going to be clear. It goes beautiful on any skin tone, even if you have a really dark bronze skin tone. It is a very finely milled translucent powder that has no light reflectors. And so I'll show you on one side with this. This is not going to add any extra coverage, but it's just going to set the foundation and take away any shine. So what I love about this, when I say finely milled, it is just so smooth, so soft, not cakey, and just really takes away any shine and looks really natural. So if that's your kind of powder, you're going to mark down translucent powder. Then we have our silky setting powder. This is nice. It kind of has a little bit of hydration in it. This is going to see, you notice, truer to tone. This could be used by itself as a foundation. And this comes in multiple different colors. So once we know your foundation color, we can match you in your silky setting powder. This is going to add some more coverage if you're looking for more full coverage. And if you notice, when I take my brush, you're going to learn today, we are tapping to press in product. We are buffing to blend it out. Okay, so that's, you're going to notice just changing your hand movements ever so much that we are tapping. Now, if you are on the go and you don't want a loose powder to set with, I just dropped this. I'm so close to being done with it. So don't look at the sadness of it. But I have a pressed powder. See, it's coming out. So it's almost done. It was like on its last breath and I did some to it, but this normally comes in a pan and it comes in multiple different colors as well if you'd like a pressed powder, and that's more matte as well. Okay, so once we have our foundation on, I'm going to really quickly show you some brow stuff. I know it didn't come in yours, but you can always, of course, grab your brow products to go along for shaping. But I truly believe that brows shape our face. And I know if you're not comfortable with doing the brows, we have two different options, or we can combine the two. So I want to show you here real quick our volumizing brow tint. So if you've got really bushy brows and you want to tame them, or you barely have any brows and you want to at least enhance the hairs that you have and make it look real, you're going to love our brow tint. It comes in 4 different shades. And I'm turning over here because I want to grab our mascara wand. And I want to show you, this is a mascara wand. This is the brow tint. It's a little baby one, so you can really grab and have control. I'll be using the color brunette today. This comes in blonde, dark blonde, brunette, and dark brunette. Okay, let's talk about cool and warm, okay? Because if you're looking for this and you're a blonde gal or you have lighter color hair, if you have more ashy, cool tone blonde or dirty blonde hair, you need to go with the blonde color. If you have warmer hair, golden blonde, you're gonna want to go with the dark blonde brow. And this is in both brow pencils and brow definers. So just make a little note of that if you're like, oh, I need a brow product. Okay, so see how this is grabbing, and I'll tell you about the brunette in a second. All my little hairs. So if I was just running out the door and I just wanted to enhance what I had and I don't feel confident to draw them in, how immediately that's giving more shape, it's livening it up, and like so easy. Okay, if you are our darker haired gals, I do brunette because it's a warmer tone. If you want a cooler tone brown or almost have black hair, you're going to want to go with dark brunette. Okay, so that would be your colors for that. Now let me show you our pencil. It is a very fine tip if we're comparing things today, so you can see as far as even to our eyeliner. This is our eyeliner right here. That's a black eyeliner. This is the brow. So this is meant to look hair-like, little tiny lines. And let's talk about where we want our brows to go. So we're going to use the outer corner of our nose right here. That's going to be our guide. That's going to be where we keep coming back to. And if we take our brow pencil and we go straight up, that is where we want our brow to start. If it is not where it starts right now, our brows aren't even supposed to be, honestly, twins or sisters. They could be a distant relative. Okay, so don't worry if they match too much. But maybe you've been, waxing them forever or tweezing them forever, and it's just like, ooh, we got to maybe let them grow a little bit to this shape. We're going to take the outer corner of this now, and we're going to go across where our pupil or the middle, like black part of our eye is, and boom, that is where our arch should go. And again, this is to everybody's face shape, not mine, yours, of how it's shaping your eye. We're then going to use the corner of this, match it up with the outside of your eye, and that is where your brow should end. Notice where mine doesn't completely end there. It's a little sparse. My hair ends here. It really should end here. So I'm going to extend that down a bit when I go, okay? So we're going to start with a base here where we're kind of getting a nice line following all those points. Then I'm going to go about a quarter of the way in, right about here. And I'm going to do a nice, I guess it would be, when I say hard line, I'm not pressing hard, but I'm getting a shape in. When I go to fill it in, I'm doing little strokes in the direction that my hair is going. Once I come here, some people's hair goes this way, whatever direction your hair goes, just do little baby strokes so it looks a little bit softer and not too blocky of how we're going to do that. And boom, we've created a brow. So you could do just the tint, you could do the pencil, or we could mix them. Peggy loves her brow pencil. I love it. Yay. And we're going to take this volumizer right over the brow tint. It's going to almost seal the deal, make nothing move, grab all those hairs. And that's what it would look like to mix them together. So that could be really natural. That could be a little bit more bold. I'll come back and fix this later for the sake of time. Okay, so let's come around to eyes, everybody. You're going to want to grab your little kit here. The first three are eyeshadows. This is going to represent our very neutral, cool tone colors. And today I'm going to do these colors on this eye, and I'm going to show you a warmer version of this idea on this eye and what would maybe even look better on a darker skin tone. Okay, so what you're going to do is take the little plastic off of these. They just peel off, easy peasy. You can use your little applicator in there, the black one that has two sides, if you don't have a brush. If you have a brush, the brush we want to look for right now, or the one you are going to leave here going again, people, the brushes are like your knives in your kitchen or your cooking utensils. They make all the difference. You need a blending brush. This puppy is $12. It will make your eye application so much easier for yourself. I promise you. So I'm going to use something like this. You're going to notice me working today out of our Perfect palettes. I love these. So the one that you got here to represent all the colors you're seeing is in this. And these are all the colors. This is the blush, contour, and highlight. These are magnetic. So they just pop right out. So when you run out, like I'm almost running out of these, you can just pop them out and replace them. You can do 6 eyeshadows. You could do a whole powder in one side. That's a big square. You can move these around however you want. My other side that I'm going to be working with here is my warm tone for darker skin tone. Notice these are a lot warmer. I'll just put them side by side real quick. We'll be comparing. Okay, so our warm one right here, our cool one right here. So cool to get the same neutral look, but just slightly shift it with some warm and cool colors. Okay, so right now we're going to take our blending brush. If we have it, we're going to go directly into our hazelnut. That's that middle lighter brown right there. Okay, so we're going to take that. And I'm going to use it just on the outer corner to create my crease. Notice I'm going into my lash line up to where I start to feel that bone in there. See, that is not my bone. This is my bone. And I'm going to always go a little higher than I think, especially if you have hooded eyelids. Let me go ahead and let this person in. And I'm going to bring that crease in to about halfway here. I'm going to leave this open. If I have more of a hooded eye, I want to leave this area bright and light. And I'm creating a crease right in here. So if you notice, I'm pressing this in to my skin with that blending brush right now. Once I have it to the desired darkness that I want, I'm going to take my blending brush. I'm going to wipe off the excess, because if we continue to blend with our blending brush when it has product on it, we create mud. We do not want mud. So I'm going to take that clean one to the outside here, and you're going to notice if I go in little circles just to the outside, look how beautifully that blends it in and softens that so it's not a dark edge right there. Okay, so that's the color I'm doing on here. Now what I'm going to do is when we do something to one eye, let's go do it to the other eye so we can mirror the motion and we don't forget what we did. I'm going to do the warm colored look on this eye here. So I'm going to use this shiny penny. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the same area. So I'm just pushing it in, finding where that bone is, going a teeny bit higher. Now you could do this warm tone without a shimmer. I just love this color though. It's just so pretty and it just looks so good on every tone, especially a bronze skin tone. It's just so sun-kissed and gorgeous. So we're just gonna get that in the crease. And I'm pressing it in to get the level of darkness. And then we are going to clean the brush on something and then blend that outside a little bit, just pushing it. So that way we get that blended. All right. With the same color, we are going to take, you could either take the edge of your sponge tip applicator, if that's all you have right now, and that's going to work perfectly fine. So you'll just kind of put it on the edge and just get the little side of it with product on it. I'm going to use our smudger brush. I'm going to put it directly into that hazelnut. And I'm going to bring it into this lash line right here. And I'm going to pull it down about 3/4 of the way, leaving this light and bright, but pulling it in here. This is going to help create a full eye look and not make us look top heavy. It's going to look more professional once we're done. It does not have to be dark. It can be very skin tone, just to bring a subtleness to there, very close to the lash line, so we don't have to make it look too smoky, so it can still look beautiful for every day. Even with this color, I could still take that same color, but I'm gonna go ahead again back in with this warmer tone, the shiny penny on this eye, and do it down here. Okay, so we're just gonna do right under there. Okay, now we're gonna finish out the crease. Now, if you wanted to, you could take within your kit for your dash out the door look, you could take just the hazelnut and just the moonstone or some combination of those two colors and do that in your crease and a lighter color on your lid and run out the door and be a 2-color girl and look fantastic. Today, we're going to use 3 to show how we can deepen it up for nighttime or have a little bit more depth. So we're going to open up espresso. Espresso is a very cool toned brown. So you wouldn't think so by the name, but it is once you see it. Okay, so we're going to use this espresso color and I'm just going to tap it on that edge there. And I'm just going to go right here to my lash and a teeny bit up, almost like a V in this corner here. Now, of course, you can get sassy and you could get crazy and you could go further in and deeper, but for a more natural, neutral run out the door, just give a little bit more color, a little bit more of a deepening. We're just doing a little C motion or a little V right there. I just cleaned my brush once I got it to the darkness I wanted to. And then I'm going to press on the outside here with that clean brush and look how that is just blending in. And I'm even taking it in a little bit right here, just so it's not a harsh line. And it just creates a little bit of depth in that corner part. Okay, so then let's compare. Let me just put these on my finger actually really quick for you, because this is a very big color that you would choose. So this was the espresso. This is our cool tone brown. This is mahogany. This is our warm. Same level of depth, darkness, but one is warm versus one is cool. So if you prefer warmer colors, we'll have them. We just got to choose the right color. Okay, let me make sure that is off my fingers before I go to touch my face. So I'm going to take this mahogany and I'm going to go here. You're going to use your espresso right now that came in your kit. And I'm just gonna see, and this side's a little lighter, so I just did that and I immediately cleaned my brush so I could go in and blend it right away. We already are seeing, look how warm that is compared to this side. So how do you know? How do you know when you should be warm, when you should be cool? Well, I tend to lean towards warmer colors because I like how it brings out if you have blue eyes. You would probably lean towards warmer colors if you like to wear a lot of gold jewelry. If you wear a lot of silver jewelry, you'd probably lean towards cooler colors. So if that kind of helps, if you know what looks really, really good on you. Okay, let's take a little bit of this darker color, your espresso or this mahogany. We're going to take the edge of that again. We're going to go underneath, but just a teeny bit, just a little quarter, just a little dabble do you in the corner, just to make sure we're just creating that little thing here. And especially if you have any kind of a hooded eye, we're just doing here. If we go all the way in, you know what that does? Closes it down. So if you have a small almond eye, you have a hooded eye, we're wanting to leave it here because that opens it up versus coming all the way in. So we're going to finish off with espresso, just right in here, just a little corner right there. All right. And see how that went a little heavy-handed because I just dipped so much compared to this side. I just really wiped off my brush, and I'm going to come in here with that clean brush, and I'm just going to blend it out a little bit just to soften it. So that way it calms it down just a teeny bit. All right, so now we're going to go in with our last color. And if you have a brush, brushes that you're playing with today, you might look for all over flat eyeshadow brush. This is where you're going to notice you can pack on a lot of product. It's pretty thin, it's flat. So with that, we are going to go into our moonstone right here. Notice how I do this. I'm not going directly in anymore. I'm going to the side. I'm smushing it across the eyeshadow back and forth, trying to cover all the ground. Because if you notice, we like to go in the middle and then it goes the outside. So I try. And we're trying to cover most of the brush like that. Like there, okay? Now, let's say you have a lot on that brush and there's a lot for fallout. I'm going to try to get this as close to the camera as possible. I take it to my finger like this and I do one tap. I don't know if you could see I just saw it go everywhere. The excess dropped off, so it's not dropping onto my face. So I'm going to go ahead and press this moonstone into my lid. I'm not swiping it. I'm pressing to get the maximum pigment. So I'm just pressing it in there, okay? I'm going to also go back in to the tip with this, getting it to the edge. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to do this inner corner right here. I'm going to brighten up this inner corner, immediately look a little bit more awake. I'm going to also take a little bit to the tip right here, and I'm going to go just right under the arch of my brow, just to highlight and pull that up and make that eye look bigger. Now I'm going to show you on this other side here with our warm tones. We're going to use this color called Gold Status. How to think about it. And this is going to be great if you look better in a warmer tone or have a darker skin tone. So that way it's going to look really bright and light still, but not ashy. And this is going to be beautiful for that. So see how that's warm versus that cool tone. We're going to still do a little bit in the corner right here to brighten it up. And we're going to still take a little bit right here under the arch. I know if you think this brow is sad, it's because it only had volumizing tint, but that way you can see the difference, right? When we start to do a full eye, you want a full brow. It might look crazy at first, but all right. So we're doing that. All right. So just to show you on my finger really quick, the difference of moonstone and Gold Status. This is moonstone, very cool, very light. Gold Status right here, the top one, very warm. Okay. So lots of choices. These, again, you can do in matte. So we have matte options if you'd prefer not a shimmer option with that. So what you're going to do, you're going to grab your mascara. You have a little mini wand in there. You're going to be using our Ultimate Mascara today. I'm going to show you how our eyeliner works. I'll put some on my hand and I'll just show you afterwards how it doesn't budge. This is our waterproof black pencil. And then that comes in multiple different colors, some that are on its way back in stock. And then this is our liquid liner. That is a waterproof. That's like a pen if you really love doing a wing. So I'm going to let those dry while we do our mascara so you can see how waterproof they are. And as we get out the ultimate mascara, now we have 6 to 7 different kinds of mascaras. Our ultimate, it's ophthalmologist approved, all of them are. They don't flake because they have conditioners in it. And this is great for volumizing. Now we have ones for just defining. We have ones for just lengthening. We have ones for making va-va-voom lashes. I know I have fake lashes, so just ignore that. I'm going to just do my bottom today. So we have one that has 4 different sides of the brush, so that you can really get some depth in there. So I'm just going to go in as we're doing mascara. I know your mouth's probably open. Everybody's mouth is open while they're doing mascara. It's just the rule for women as we do it. We're just gonna get that all over. I actually, for my bottom lashes, I'll use a couple different kinds of mascaras. I love the ones with our plastic wands for doing my bottom lashes that are a little bit thinner. So I can just grab those and but I love our ultimate. It's just our most popular best-selling mascara. Our Fanorama is amazing. It fans out the lashes. It has a little end to pick them all and get them. So if you're like looking for the perfect mascara, just talk to your consultant about what you are wanting out of it, and we'll find you the best one. We also have waterproof, only one kind. So if you're like, well, I really like the idea of like the Bob Bob Boom one, but it's not waterproof. Get the Bob Bob Boom one, get the waterproof one, just do a coat of waterproof on top and it'll lock it right in. So that is an idea for that. So as you guys are wrapping up your mascara, I'm just going to really quickly go in and fill in this brow. Since I'm already not matching on both sides, we'll match a teeny bit more. And then as we wrap up mascara, I'm going to show you guys some contour, and then you can join in with your blush sample. Okay, boom. We have a brow matching now. Okay, so I'm going to start in with some of our contours so you can kind of watch me, since you don't have that as a sample as you're wrapping up your mascara. Another brush that is just, it's a winner, is our 3-in-1 blush brush. 3-in-1 because it has 3 different areas of applying the product for your contour, your blush, and your highlight. You can use this brush for anything. All right, so for me, I'm going to be using our Latte contour color. This is going to be for ivory to mid beige to deep beige skin tones. If you need a little bit darker, you're a little bit in between. My suggestion would be one of our darker pressed powders. Then we have, for our dark beige to bronze skin tones, this cocoa contour right here. Now I'm mostly using everything out of this palette on this side, but if I use this contour, it's not going to go well. So I have to use the same contour for my whole face. So I'm going to go over here into Latte. I'm going to use this brush right here, and I'm going to get this contour right there on the bevel, right in here. And if we're looking where you'd want to apply your contour, you're going to go right above your ear. You're going to fill that bone right there. You're going to make a fish face. We're going to go, oh, that's where my natural indent goes into here. So I'm going to follow that line. I'm not going to go down. I'm not going to go straight across. I'm going to follow that. And I'm not going to go past my arch of my brow. So right about here is where I want my contour to start. Right under the height of my cheek where it goes in a little bit underneath. And I'm going to take it there and I'm going to press it into my hairline, starting here and moving back to create that color and to start to create that warmth. And I'll do one side so you can see the difference with contour versus not contour. Then everybody's forehead is different because of their hairline. Some of our hairlines are going to go back like a widow's peak. Some are going to come to a point here. Some are, we're going to get, like me, really thin by the brow area. So we're wanting to watch that of where we're wanting to put our contour. So for me, you're going to notice a lot of my contour gets focused here. but not down into here because it gets so close, and we don't want it to close out the space between my brow and my hairline. So when I get to the top here, I do blend in circles with my contour because I don't want it to look like a harsh line. I want it to really blend into my foundation, and I want to blend it. When I'm blending it, I know you might not be able to tell at first, I go in a circle and I push it into my hairline like this, because I don't want any white or my actual skin tone here, but I'm wanting to create this blending effect into my forehead where it would look like the sun is naturally hitting and kissing my skin and giving me some warmth. I just did that side and I said I wasn't going to, but I won't do this side of that. I just got into it. Okay, then for my jawline, I'm going to get some product here. I'm going to go back onto my brush because I want to hold this with the least amount of pressure when I'm going here. And I'm going to gently just rub it on that jawline. Bye. Double chin. You weren't invited to the party. Okay. And then once I have it there, gently, once there's not a lot of product, I'm flicking it almost, just so that way it blends and it's chiseling up that jaw. We're getting some color here. See where this looks flat. See where this is starting to give us definition and some warmth. If you ever put too much, you can take your powder brush and just gently, if it's clean, just go in and do little swooping motions just to soften that line. Now you can also contour your nose. There's so many things you can do to contour your nose, but I'm going to use a little eyeshadow brush. I like to go down this edge part right in here. This is going to bring my nose in. So I'm going to just go right in here, right on this edge right here. I'm not going on the side. I'm just going right where that edge is. And then I like to come in here and I almost go around like this. I know I got a lot right there, but I'm going to come down here and then I'm going to just take my brush right here, blend it out a teeny bit. Just like broaden the nose. You just had a little nose job. It's kind of crazy. Then you can also take your contour right here where your lip naturally comes down. Put a little bit right there. Just press it in right under your lip. That's going to pull it down more, make it look a little bit more pouty. You could take the moonstone or a highlighter color. I'm going to mix them. And you can go right here on your Cupid's bow. And that's going to lift it. So that way we're opening, pulling the lip up, pulling the lip down. We make our lips look a little bit bigger. All right, as I finish out my contour here, I'll do this side first. We're going to be using Shy Blush. Shy Blush looks actually beautiful on everybody. I'm going to do that on this side though, because I can do both blush colors on me so you can see both. So on this side with our warmer tone, we're going to be doing Golden Copper. This is gorgeous on a darker skin tone / any color, but it's really gorgeous. So I'm just going to go ahead, and if you notice, I'm putting the blush up here now. It's up here versus down here. We're going to smile. I'm going still from the arch of my brow right on top on that cheekbone, pressing it in, stippling it in from the apple of my cheek all the way up. So that is Golden Copper. Now, again, I'm really light, so this is a little bit of a darker color, so I have to really be careful. I'm going to take my blending brush and just slightly blend it a little bit, just so it looks a little bit softer. Okay, so you're going to take your Shy Blush. You can use a cotton ball. You can get your blush brush out. Let me just go ahead and put some contour here really quick. And go ahead and do that. I'm going to do Shy Blush on this side. It's a beautiful pinky shimmery coral color. It's going to be the perfect color for spring. Just getting my contour in there real quick. And then you can see the difference of this color. So we're smiling. We're going to be happy. Arch of the brow right on top. And we're just bringing it right up there. This is the color that everyone has in their kit. Look at that really just pretty pinky peach tone. right in there. Okay, so warm. This is still a warm color, but it's just probably better for a light to medium skin tone. And then we do have two different highlighter colors for light to deep skin tone. So I'm going to be using our, is this glazed or what is this called? I think that this is glazed. Okay, if you're lighter to medium skin tone, you want to use glazed. So I'm going to use the tip, and you don't have highlight right now, but you could use your moonstone to do this. And I'm just going to gently just go right above where my blush went on the height for just a little bit of highlight in there. Could also take a little bit down the center of the nose. And I already did the Cupid's bow right there. For a deeper skin tone, you're going to use Honey Glow. I'll compare them on my hand just so you can see that one is a little bit warmer and darker, and one is a little bit cooler and lighter. This is Honey Glow, better for a deeper skin tone. This is glazed for a lighter skin tone or cooler tone. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish that. And then I have a little fun treat when it comes to lipsticks. We have lots to show today. So I'm just finishing that highlight right there. Now, what you got in yours is Unique Mauve. You guys, I love Unique Mauve so much that I've apparently hid it from myself in one of my purses. I went through 4 purses today and I could not find it because I stick it in every purse. And I said, uh-oh, guess I'm opening another one. So this is Unique Mauve. It's our unlimited lip gloss. You're going to pull that lip gloss off. The back of it has a foil on it, almost like a pill pack. You have to find the corner, you have to peel it off. And it's really hard at first. And you can have your little white wand to put in there to put on the lip gloss. Now I'm going to show you some different lip combinations. So I'm going to hold off on the gloss right now while you're putting that on. And you know what I'm going to do? Actually, I might put that on and I might just swatch them on my back of my hand, but I want to show you this now that the eyeliner is probably dry. This is our liquid for doing a really good wing. Stuff doesn't budge. By the way, when this first came out, I tried it out. I went to SeaWorld. There's a bunch of water rides. The thing never came off the back of my hand. Okay, this is the pencil though. Pencils always move, right? Pencils are right. Oh, that one's moving. It's budging. And I'm crying. It's going. Not this pencil. It's not moving. It's not smearing. Nothing. Okay, so that I love, love, love our eyeliner. Now, if you're like, well, how do I get it off? You need our eye makeup remover. You shake it. I'll just use this that I've been using today to put on. Just put a little bit and look how easy this is going to remove all the stuff. So that way you're not tugging and pulling. So you really need the eye makeup remover. Fantastic. Okay, so put your lip gloss on. I'm just going to blend this out a little bit right here. See, I just kind of saw it and I was like, that looks a little harsh. All right, so we're going to start writing down colors for lipsticks because let me show you what came out in our newest lookbook. So we can send you the catalog if you want, or this picture, but this is what I got inspired by. So a lot of these colors that we use today were from this spread of our new lookbook. How gorgeous is that? The side I'm using on my right or warm side today is used on her. She's using these nudes and these beautiful colors. I used the gold status today, mahogany today, and shiny penny, our cooler tone, and everybody else used our espresso. So here's those colors. But I'm going to show you some different options here for ivory, beige, or bronze skin tones with your lipsticks and how to up them a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to do some swatches on my hand so you can see and you can pay attention and take some notes of like, oh, I want that one. I'm just going to get it, or I want a sample. All right, so this is going to be for our ivory skin tones. These are some nude options of what might look beautiful on you. This is our Naturally Buff lipstick. Okay, so that would maybe be beautiful for a nude color if you have an ivory skin tone. Another option for our ivory skin tone. This was not in the picture, but I could not find it, but this is ivory or beige. It's gorgeous on everyone. Is our rosewood. It does have a little bit of a color. I know it's not completely like nude, but everyone just needs rosewood in their life. So it's just my favorite and it made it in. And then it said if you have a cooler tone, and you need to add to it a little bit. We'll take this one, for example. I'll do it by itself first. These are our Supreme Hydrating Lipsticks. This is Poetic Pink. So if you're wanting a pop of color, cooler tone, ivory skin tone, Poetic Pink is going to be your color. You know what? I can brighten up my screen right here. So what would happen if we mixed these? See how it just like, it's really pretty together of those two. It just creates this really gorgeous color if you just need to change it a little bit and not be too nude, and add a little bit of color into that if you wanted to. Okay, so that is for ivory. And again, if you're like, she's going really fast, I couldn't get them all, this will be recorded and we can send you the picture of these options. So I'm going to go ahead and use that eye makeup remover. We're going to remove that. We're going to go on to a beige skin tone options for nudes. Okay, our first one here, this is a Supreme Hydrating Lipstick. This is our Better Than Bare. Look how gorgeous that is. That's a beautiful, beautiful nude color. Love that. Okay, then we have Blush Velvet. These are all hacked up because they're my demos. Okay, so I had to etch these out for people before. Okay, so let me just get that on here. All right, so that's another nude option. Gorgeous. That's called Blush Velvet. And then if we want to spice it up a little bit, we want to add a little bit of color, a little bit of cooler tone, you might like Trademark Pink. Trademark Pink. So that's for our beige skin tones. So we have multiple different kinds of lipsticks. I'm going to do bronze now, but just so you know, we have Supreme Hydrating, so it's going to really stain the lip, but they're super hydrating. We have a semi-shine, we have a semi-matte, and we have lip glosses. So lots of options to choose from. And then we're going to show you here what would be beautiful on some bronze skin tone. So the first one we have here is Rich Truffle. So that's a really just beautiful brown matte color. That's Rich Truffle. And if we want a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of fun, you might be loving our Downtown Brown. Isn't that gorgeous? People fought for Downtown Brown to come back for years. When it came back, people lost their mind. Okay, so we have Downtown Brown. And then if we want to spice it up a little bit, cool it up a little bit, you might really love Raspberry Ice. Raspberry Ice, so pretty. Okay, so those are some different options for ivory, beige, or bronze. Let me go ahead and take this off. All right, so as you're wrapping up your face, or you might be, I'm going to play a quick video for you guys, and then I'm going to take you through your survey sheet. This video, it's only 2 minutes. If you are just loving all your products, this is maybe your second time around, and you just think it would maybe be more financially sound at some point to be a consultant, get a discount, or want to know some of the possibilities of Mary Kay business, it is only $10 to start Mary Kay this month. Okay, I just want that to simmer in. I just want you to have a moment. That's $10. You can't even buy any of the things we tried today for $10, and it gets you 50% off. So I have a cute little video that just shares literally 2.5 minutes, a little bit more about what we do. And then I'm going to go ahead and go through our close sheet just to show you some of our sets today. So let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me make this bigger. Boom.
Well, my name is Susan McCoy, and I've been building my business in Mary Kay for 30 years. When I started Mary Kay, I was teaching full-time. I was going back to school to get my master's in counseling part-time. And I just started this to pay tuition as I was going back to school. I had no idea where I would go or what I would do with it. My main goal was just to make an extra $300 to $500 a month. When I joined Mary Kay, everyone was getting ready to go to seminar. And so I made a promise to myself that the next year I would come back to seminar in Dallas and see what that was all about. And I really didn't do a whole lot that first year to write home about, but I knew I needed to get there to see what was possible. And I left that seminar with a dream and a vision. I really didn't know that I wanted to become a sales director yet, but I knew if I earned a car that we could sell my car, pay my husband's car off, and have a little extra cash. And as I earned that car, I decided I wanted to go into leadership and become a sales director. And so I became a sales director that next summer, and that was pretty much my last year of teaching. I actually got pregnant the next month, and we found out we were having twins. They were born after a very difficult pregnancy, and they were born perfect though. And I went on from that point to leave teaching, and I became a work from home mom. And so our twins are now 27 years old. One just got married. And then we have two younger kids who are 21 and almost 20. And they are the light of our lives. They are my reason for doing my business. When you come to seminar and you see all the people, you see all the different walks of life, you see all the different shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, and you may or may not know why you've come. And what I pray is that when you leave, you can figure out your next best step. I don't think you have to know the 10th step. Sometimes it's just important to know the very next thing, that you will create success in your business from there and be able to figure out the next best step and the next best step from there. If Mary Kay were right in front of me, I would just say thank you. It truly has been something that's changed our entire life. And when that changes my life, it means it changes generations. I'd say thank you.
I love it. Okay, you guys. So if you could, I decided to bring out a prize bucket of glamour products. So real quick, we're gonna just if you'd only ask me a couple of questions, anything about how a Mary Kay business works. If you knew it was only $10 to start this month, that you get a website, the ability to get a 50% discount, to have all the things. What questions? I'm going to give you guys some tickets. We'll ask up to 5, maybe it depends. And I'm going to give away some freebies tonight for any questions that you have. So go ahead, put it in the chat. I'm going to rip some of these off. Some other things, these don't count as questions right now, but you're going to want to find in the moment too, as we're waiting for those questions to come through the chat. This is not the one, but you're going to want to find your survey, because we're going to go through your little survey here too that came in your kit, and we're going to answer some of the questions about your favorite things, and we're going to go through our fun little set sheet so you can just kind of see how things match together. But if you could pretend, doesn't mean you have interest, and you were like, okay, if I only could ask one question for a ticket, if I was ever curious how a Mary Kay business would work, or something I'd be curious about, or why my consultant is doing it, what is something that you might want to know? Just pulling up our sheet right now. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. And as you guys are typing that in, and if you don't know how to do it with the chat, you just click on your screen and you would do to the more, and you click in the chat there. And then I'll give you guys a second to do that. And while we do, I'll come over here to some of our favorite things. So on your opinion matters sheet, we see here, it says, did you learn something new? Okay, let's see here. If I was a consultant, how do I draw customers? Meaning, like, how do you get customers? I think is what you're meaning, right? So if you, okay, so that's a great question. So, and that's probably one of the most common questions. Can you put your name to Samsung? I'll just put Samsung for now, but that way I can put it on a little sheet, or this ticket here that I'm filling out. Sarah, perfect. Okay. So when somebody starts, if they are like, where do I start? I say, make a list of everyone you know with skin. And I use the Frank's acronym: friends, relatives, acquaintances, kids, friends, social media. So we go through that. These may not be the people who keep you in business forever, but they are the people who will help you, who you can practice with, who will bring you referrals, who know people and work with people and have family of people that you do not know. And we're going to teach you how to book appointments from your appointments, and how to get referrals, so that way we can grow your customer base out from there. So we start with that, and then if we reach a dead end, we teach you how to use social media or meet people out in public or do facial boxes. So there's unlimited ways to find leads. And I always tell people we live in a place where there's just so many people and we have access to so many people. So if we have the willingness or you're coachable, we will help you just what to say of how to find the people. That's a great question, Sarah. Okay. So as you guys keep putting your questions in there, I'm going to come over to here. If did you learn something new, go ahead and write that down or even put it in the chat too. We can do some tickets for answering the survey questions. What's something new you learned tonight? Is there a technique you're excited to use? Is there a product you're excited to use? Maybe knowing something cool versus warm. Tell me something new that you learned, or write it on your survey. And the second question is, what was your favorite product you tried? If you could choose one product today that was your favorite, or maybe you didn't try it, maybe you see me use it and you're like, that was fun, I really want that. What was a favorite product you tried? Okay. I liked how to put on bronzer. She loves the mascara. Alexina. Okay, Sarah, Alexina, and Heather. Love that. Okay, and then let's go over. You're going to turn your survey over, and you're going to see some of these set options. I'll go ahead and share my screen. I like the technique where you just press the powder and not swipe it. That's Jody. Let me get you a ticket. I love the gloss. Don't you love how it's not sticky? Isn't it so good? Okay, love that. All right, so we're going to share right here. Make this big. Okay, we're going to work right to left. If you're looking at your sheet, we're starting right. We're going to look at the flawless face here. So the flawless face has your primer, foundation of your choice. It could be CC cream or anti-aging, the under eye corrector or a concealer. That could be interchangeable, the silky setting powder or whatever powder you'd like, and the liquid foundation brush. So you can get this whole flawless foundation set for $95. You can also add any item from the Glam bar for half price. And that is $95, or you can do Klarna, which splits it into 4 payments of $24. Our Dash Out the Door collection. This is that palette I was working out of all day. It holds 3 eyeshadows and a blush. This is what's included in the price. You saw on the other side today that I had a bronzer and a highlighter, or the contour in there, and a highlight. So you can, of course, add those items. But what's included in this is the 3 colors. They do not have to be the colors we use today. They can be any colors you want. The blush, an eyeliner, a mascara, and a lipstick or a lip gloss. So that is $104. And you can get any one item below in the Glam bar as well. And that includes that palette. Now the Cadillac color is getting all of it together. We have a whole new face. We're putting all the things together, and you get a free brush set. So and this one, you can also get 2 items from the Glam bar, half price. So let me just show you really quick what comes in the free brush set and what brushes would be in there. And it's going to come in this little kit right here. It's empty right now, but it has little places for your brushes to fit in on both sides. So it's going to keep them clean and nice. And what's going to come in there is an all-over powder brush, the 3-in-1 blush brush that we use today. It's going to have the eye smudger that I used underneath the lash line. It's going to have an angle brush, which really helps to do your crease. And it's going to also have the all-over eyeshadow brush for applying main eyeshadow. So it's going to come with those 5 brushes in here for free. Brushes, though, that you can get on the side that are like non-negotiable are the blending brush for $12 and the liquid foundation brush for $14, if you're just making notes in case they're not on there by themselves. I see some more things in here. Okay, I liked the technique. Okay, I saw that. Sorry. Love the gloss and the eyeshadows, Alma. Definitely love using Moonstone as a highlighter, says Pam and or Desiree, mom and daughter duo. Okay, hi Desiree. Okay, Alexina, love the eyeshadow colors. I need more tips. Okay, perfect. So go ahead and put in the chat or on your sheet, go ahead and circle. Like if you could choose between those 3 set options, which one do you feel like meets your makeup needs the most right now? The flawless face, the dash out the door, or the Cadillac color? Go ahead and circle one of those. And again, everything can be customizable. You can get one thing, you can get all the things of what exactly you want. These are just some little deals put together and some freebies. So there's that. And then our next question on here, let me go to that sheet, is going to be, oh, sorry, if you didn't do number 3, which spa experience do you prefer to do next if you haven't done one, or spa session where you do skincare and charcoal mask, or luxury hydration? But back over here to 5, maybe you have some interest in the opportunity. Maybe you're like, what in the world? What would I have to do if it's only $10? What am I committed to? Maybe you want to book a chat with your consultant who invited you, and she's going to give you a free lip gloss or a mascara. So circle which one you would love. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your interest level in a Mary Kay business? 1, never in a million years. I am a happy customer. I love coming to the makeup event every quarter, and I just want to try all the makeup of my life. We love you. Or 10, I mean, I don't even know the last place you could get out of like a drive-through for $10, much less start a whole business. Why not? Let's see what happens. It must be a stinking sign. Okay. So go ahead and circle your level of interest. All right, I'm going to set up where you can check in with your consultant now and have her close up with you. I know a lot might be with Marisol, who will connect with her / are with her in person. So I will let you guys figure that out. Let me go ahead and open up some breakout rooms. I didn't even do that. And then consultants, if you're on here and you have guests, if you could just shout out so I could move people around for you, that would be super helpful. Let me actually stop recording really quick. Oh man, what am I doing? Okay, let's open up all these really quick. And then let me stop recording.